Is the 2026 Ford Territory the ultimate midsize crossover SUV you've been waiting for? Stick around, because I'm about to spill all the details on its jaw-dropping facelift, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's new with this game changer. Hey there, SUV fans! I'm super excited to dive into the all-new 2026 Ford Territory, a midsize crossover that's turning heads with its sleek facelift and packed with features that make it a serious contender in the SUV world. Whether you're a family looking for space, a tech junkie craving the latest gadgets, or just someone who loves a stylish ride, this video is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the 2026 Territory. From its bold new look to its powerhouse engine and cutting-edge tech, I'm leaving no stone unturned. Plus, I've got some juicy insights on how it stacks up against rivals like the Toyota RAV4 and Jeep Compass. So, buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into what makes this SUV so special, and I promise you'll be itching to know more by the end. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, the sun setting in the distance, and you're behind the wheel of a sleek modern SUV that feels like it was built just for you. That's the vibe of the 2026 Ford Territory, a midsize crossover that's been given a serious glow-up for the new model year. Now, if you're thinking, wait, Ford Territory, didn't that disappear years ago? You're not wrong. The Territory name has a rich history, especially in Australia, where it was a beloved SUV based on the Ford Falcon from 2004 to 2016. It was a beast with a 4.0-liter six-cylinder engine, 178 millimeters of ground clearance, and a towing capacity of up to 2,700 kilograms. But that Aussie icon is long gone, and the Territory we're talking about today is a completely different animal, a Chinese-built compact crossover that's been making waves in markets like South America, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and beyond since 2018. And now, with its 2026 facelift, it's ready to steal the spotlight again. Let's start with the basics. The 2026 Ford Territory is a second-generation model, technically a rebadged version of the Ford Equator Sport sold in China. It's produced by the JMC Ford joint venture in Nanchang, China, and while it shares its name with the old Australian Territory, it's a whole new beast. This midsize crossover measures 4,685 millimeters in length. That's 55 millimeters longer than the 2025 model, thanks to redesigned bumpers, 1,935 millimeters wide and 1,606 millimeters tall, with a wheelbase of 2,726 millimeters and a ground clearance of 190 millimeters. For context, it's about 15 millimeters longer than a Toyota RAV4, but 258 millimeters shorter than the old Australian Territory. Now, let's talk about that facelift, because Ford has gone all out to make this thing look sharp. The 2026 Territory debuted at the Interlagos Festival in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it's sporting a redesigned front end that screams modern and futuristic. Gone is the two-tier headlight setup of the previous model. Instead, you get sleek, integrated L-shaped LED daytime running lights and headlights that blend seamlessly into a blacked-out grille with a honeycomb pattern and chrome accents. It's like the SUV got a stylish haircut and a new wardrobe. The front bumper is smoother, with body-colored inserts that give it a more polished vibe. On the sides, you'll notice new 19-inch alloy wheels, bigger than anything on the old Australian Territory, and chrome-trimmed window surrounds that add a touch of class. The rear bumper also gets a refresh with body-colored elements, and the LED taillights tie the whole look together. But a pretty face is only half the story. Let's pop the hood and see what's powering this beauty. The 2026 Territory sticks with its trusty 1.8-liter EcoBoost turbocharged four-cylinder engine, pumping out 190 horsepower and 320 newton-meters of torque. That's enough to get you from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 10.3 seconds. Not lightning fast, but plenty peppy for city driving and highway cruising. It's paired with a 7-speed wet dual-clutch transmission, optimized for smooth shifts and urban efficiency. In Brazil, Ford claims fuel economy of 9.5 kilometers per liter in the city and 11.8 kilometers per liter on the highway with gasoline, which is solid for a mid-size SUV. Now, here's where things get interesting. Ford is planning to introduce a plug-in hybrid, PHEV variant soon, with a combined output of 218 horsepower. That's a game changer for eco-conscious drivers who want power without the guilt of high emissions. Inside, the 2026 Territory is where things really shine. Step into the cabin, and you're greeted by a modern tech-forward setup that feels like a step above the competition. The star of the show is the dual 12.3-inch digital displays, one for the instrument cluster and one for the infotainment system. It's like having two giant tablets on your dashboard. The infotainment system supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can connect your phone without fumbling with cables. You've also got an 8-speaker audio system, perfect for blasting your favorite tunes, and a rotary gear shifter that makes changing gears as easy as turning a dial. Safety is a big deal with the 2026 Territory, and Ford's packed it with driver assist features to keep you and your family secure. You're getting adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring BLIS, collision mitigation, lane departure warning, and a 360-degree camera to make parking a breeze. There's also a cool feature called Automatic Return to Park, which shifts the car into park if you accidentally open the door or unbuckle your seatbelt before stopping. The Territory's unibody construction makes it lighter than traditional body-on-frame SUVs, which means better fuel economy and a smoother ride on paved roads. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The 2026 Ford Territory isn't coming to the US or Australia anytime soon. Ford's focusing on markets like Brazil, Mexico, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, where the Territory is already a hot seller. In Brazil alone, sales quadrupled last year to over 5,000 units. And Ford's banking on the facelifts to keep that momentum going. Priced at around 215,000 REs in Brazil, that's roughly $38,900 US. It's a competitive option compared to rivals like the Jeep Compass, which sold over 50,000 units. And the Toyota Corolla Cross, with nearly 48,000 units sold in Brazil in 2024. The Territory's price hasn't gone up from the 2025 model, which is a win for buyers in a market where prices seem to climb every year. So, what's the challenge here? Well, the Territory's got some stiff competition. The Jeep Compass and Toyota Corolla Cross dominate the midsize crossover segment in many markets, offering proven reliability and brand loyalty. The Compass, for example, has a rugged appeal and optional all-wheel drive, while the Corolla Cross boasts Toyota's legendary dependability and a hybrid option already available. The Territory's 1.8-liter engine is powerful, but it's not as fuel-efficient as some hybrid rivals, and the lack of all-wheel drive might turn off buyers who want off-road capability. Plus, its Chinese-built roots might raise eyebrows for some folks who associate Ford with American or Australian engineering. Let's explore how Ford's tackling these challenges. First, the design overhaul is a masterstroke. The sleeker, more cohesive look makes the Territory feel like a premium offering, almost like a mini Expedition. It's not just about looks, though. Ford's doubled down on tech to appeal to younger, tech-savvy buyers. Those dual 12.3-inch screens, wireless connectivity, and driver assist features put it on par with pricier SUVs. The upcoming PHEV variant is a smart move to compete with eco-friendly options like the Corolla Cross Hybrid, and the 190-horsepower engine offers a great balance of power and efficiency for urban drivers. Ford's also banking on its reputation for building practical, family-friendly SUVs. Here's the big moment. The 2026 Ford Territory isn't just a facelift, it's a statement. Ford's taken a solid SUV and made it bolder, smarter, and more competitive. When it hits showrooms in July 2025 in places like Brazil and the Philippines, it's poised to shake up the midsize crossover market. The combination of its sleek new design, tech-loaded interior, and upcoming hybrid option shows Ford's listening to what drivers want. A versatile SUV that looks good, drives well, and doesn't cost a fortune. Sure, it's not perfect. The lack of all-wheel drive and its Chinese origins might give some buyers pause. But for the price, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. In markets where it's sold, the Territory's already proving it can hang with the big names. And this facelift only ups the ante. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Ford Territory is a mid-size crossover that's ready to carve out its place in a crowded market. Its stunning redesign, packed with premium features like dual digital screens, advanced safety tech, and a powerful yet efficient engine, makes it a compelling choice for families, young professionals, and anyone who wants style without sacrificing substance. While it faces tough competition from the likes of Jeep and Toyota, its competitive pricing and modern upgrades give it a fighting chance. If you're in a market where the Territory is available, it's definitely worth a test drive. Who knows? This could be the SUV that makes you fall in love with driving all over again.